Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. I'll be discussing episode 10 of Married at First Sight Nashville today, and over the course of the video, I plan to give my top 10 reasons for why I felt this episode was a complete waste of time, and why you as the viewing audience should treat this episode like a bill collector and avoid it. So without any further delay, let's jump right in. At number 10, I gotta say that while I understand that Dominique and Mac needed to get a divorce expeditiously, without their scenes for the episode, there was a ton of filler scenes for the other couples, and it kinda made the episode drag for me. At number 9, I gotta talk about Shaq's plant fetish. Now, part of not having Dominique and Mac on this episode means that we as the viewers have to see pointless scenes, like Shaq trying to share his love of plants with Kirsten. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with somebody who loves plants, but this is Married at First Sight, and Shaq has been having issues connecting with Kirsten on a romantic level. Taking Kirsten to a plant shop when she's definitely not interested in plants like he is, didn't seem to move the needle on their relationship, but I could be wrong. At number 8, Chris and Nicole's storyline is pretty much the same as it was for the past 8 episodes. They get along so much that conflict has to be manufactured for them. For example, in this episode, Nicole throws a fit because Chris refers to her as thick. Nicole claims that she should be the only one to call herself thick, while Chris should only focus on her personality and character. And if that wasn't the biggest bunch of BS that I've heard, then I don't know what is. But yeah, it's no secret that these two stay married by the end of the season. At number 7, there's part 1 of the foolishness with Jasmine and Airris. In this episode, Airris has COVID, and he feels some sort of way that Jasmine is not there to nurse him back to health like he wants her to be. But Jasmine then comes in clutch, and she takes care of Airris to the best of her ability. And Airris rewards Jasmine by taking her dog to a doggy spa. Now, while Jasmine is likely appreciative of the doggy spa, I think Jasmine would have preferred a downward doggy style from Airris, if you catch my drift. But this is another episode where Airris is reluctant to give Jasmine that good old pickle tickle. At number 6, we learn from Kirsten that Shaq has not been around her, and this is because he's been working extra hours at the job. Now, when I initially learned this, I felt that Shaq isn't around Kirsten because she is still unwilling to let him kiss her or rub on that booty of hers. But we later learn from Shaq that he's been avoiding Kirsten because he wants to focus on his own happiness before he can make her happy. And if that isn't the biggest load of BS, then I don't know what is. But it's clear that these two have some major issues. At number 5, there's Clint and Gina. They have a handful of scenes during this episode, but it's painfully clear that they're just filming scenes in order to fulfill their filming obligations. Clint goes to Gina's salon to see her in action, and Gina goes sailing with Clint. But neither activity seems to be bridging these two closer together, despite Clint's attempts to at least try to make things work. At number 4, we have Airris yet again saying the dumbest things in front of Jasmine, which either completely ruin the mood, or they intentionally piss Jasmine off. And if Airris had a superpower, then this would be it. So Airris and Jasmine are playing a game of never have I ever, and Airris is essentially admitting to being a cheater and having been to orgies. This pisses Jasmine off because she's been trying to get her cheeks clapped by Airris for the longest, and Jasmine will only tolerate this act from Airris but for so long. At number 3, there's a scene of Shaq introducing the guys he mentors to Kirsten. And the scene was going well until Shaq let the guys know that he turned down a job opportunity to work on his marriage with Kirsten. Kirsten then tells Shaq in front of the guys that if he can further his career, then he needs to focus on that, which in my opinion undermined the lesson that Shaq was trying to teach the guys. At number 2, towards the end of the episode, Gina and Clint go to a bull riding show, and during this scene, it's pretty clear that they're giving each other platonic friend vibes. But when they try to describe their relationship, they refer to it as a romantic rash, which tells me that there's no hope for them and that's the best way they can describe their time together. And at number 1, there's a spa date that Kirsten had set up for Shaq. And I'll say that the spa date was a little bittersweet. On one hand, the scenes with Shaq and Kirsten for this episode were a lot longer than their scenes for the last 4 episodes combined. At least it seems that way. But the spa date came totally out of left field because Shaq and Kirsten have shown absolutely zero romantic chemistry with one another, and this date seemed to be something that production set Kirsten up to do. Things between these two didn't seem genuine, and because of that, I feel like my time was wasted. But this marks the end of the video. If you have any questions or comments related to the video or the episode, feel free to leave them below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.